There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Welcome to Cuisine with Jean, and we are delighted to have a special guest today. Although they're all special, but this one has training in cooking, actually. Charlene Coffield. Charlene, thank you for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're welcome. And you work for Davenport. We'll talk about your apron in just a few minutes, but Davenport was one of our original first sponsors for Cuisine with Jean. So we can't get Neil to come and we can't get Stella to come. You said maybe Graham will come.
I think maybe I can talk Graham into coming in, yes.
But Sam Bass helped us find you.
Yes.
And you've got actually a hospitality and culinary background, don't you?
I do. I worked at the local country club, Benvenue Country Club, for 16 years. Now I do catering on the side, and I went to Nash with a hotel management degree, and I took culinary classes as well.
And I just learned that you do catering on the side. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
I do.
Okay.
Mostly it's for family members. I mean, I have a full-time job, so it's usually on the weekend. So family members, co-workers, I'll do stuff. I bartend, do a little bit of everything. Yes.
Wow. And people can call you at Davenport, or we're going to...
They can call me or look me up on Facebook. My catering is Up a Notch Catering.
Up a Notch.
Yes.
Okay, got
Yes.
that, folks? Okay.
Yes.
And we can put that on Cuisine with Jean, the website where we put your recipe.
Okay,
We'll put
I'll
that
get you
too
that
and let
information.
people know about that.
Yes.
Well, great. Well, you've got a 17-year-old son.
Yes, about to be 16. He'll be 17 November the 18th.
And so what you're making for us here today is something that helps fill him up and nutritious both,
Yes,
right?
yes, and fast after getting off work at 5, and he's hungry from from being at school all day, so something fast and quick to put on the table.
And I thought it was interesting, your email address is Hatfield, so some of you may know her as Charlene Hatfield, and you married Cofield.
Yes.
So that's an interesting
Yes, I
similarity.
changed the hat to the co. So yes.
Okay, well good. Well, let's get started.
Okay. So I have my beef that I sauteed with, I'll turn this up, with celery and diced onions. I'm going to add my garlic.
And so is it just regular ground beef and about
Yes.
how much celery and onions in there, Charlene?
I use maybe a half of onion and 1 celery stalk that I diced.
Okay, and you diced it fairly finely.
Yes.
I mean, about the size of, the peas and carrots.
Yes.
Okay. And do you think this would actually, the full recipe would last you more than one meal? Or is your
It
son-
will. So it will.
I'm
So
thinking-
usually about 2 days.
You're tall, so
Yes.
he's probably tall.
He is. He is.
Huh. I remember I had two teenage sons at once, and boy, it was when they were hungry, they were hungry.
Yes.
Really
yes,
hungry.
Yes.
So, what are some of the things that you cater?
I've done baby showers. I've done birthday parties. Things for at churches. So
Oh, good.
whatever anybody asks me to do, I'll be glad to do if I have the time. Yes.
I mean, that's nice that you are keeping your foot in the door for that, since you kind of changed areas of employment.
Yes.
I bet you obviously love that, or because you went into it initially, and so it allows you to do both.
Yes, it does. It does. So it works out well.
Okay. Are there any menus or anything or suggestions on the website for what you might cater?
Yes. I mean, and I do a little bit of everything. So, I mean, I try to cater to the person exactly what they want, whether it's a Southern meal or Italian or whatever. So, I can do a little bit of everything.
And do you do the cakes and stuff too, or not?
No, I'm not the sweet
pastry.
person. I am not the pastry chef.
Oh.
I am not. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're bringing that back up. You cooked that ahead of time.
Yes, I
obviously.
did. I cooked the beef ahead of time.
And that's not all of it. What does the recipe call for? How much would
It
you?
calls for 1 pound of lean ground beef.
Okay.
Yes.
And then it looks like you drained it.
I
also.
did. Yes, so I did that before I came in, but I drained it as well to get the
Good.
grease out. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to add the diced tomatoes. And since I don't have my big soup pot, I'm not going to put as much in there.
Okay.
I'm going to stir that in.
And so you bought canned diced tomatoes?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I tell you, my husband the other day made a seafood chowder, and he's always boiled the potatoes and cut them up, and peeled the carrots and cut them up, and not to imply that he cooks very much. This is the one thing he makes, that and soft shell crabs. But he went ahead and bought canned potatoes already diced, and he bought frozen carrots, and I mean, it just made all the difference.
And that is what I did. Those are canned potatoes, just so it's pretty fast. Also, the vegetables are frozen.
Well, and you don't, and then it looks like you thaw them out before you put
I
them.
did. So last night I took them out and put them in a bowl, so they'll be thawed out.
Okay.
Yes.
But the fact that you don't have to doesn't take nearly as long because they're already cooked, so it's more a matter of blending the flavor.
Yes.
And that, did you make up this recipe?
I did not. I mean, my mother has always made a soup, mostly with chicken, but my son likes ground beef. But you can add anything from ground turkey to chicken or whatever.
I tried to fool my husband putting in ground turkey one time not so long ago. And I put a few beef bouillon cubes in there to kind of make it kind of fake it off, and it actually worked. He thought it was pretty good. It didn't taste exactly the same, but he said, this is really okay.
Yes.
And let's talk about your mom.
Yes.
She is in the food industry too, right?
She is. She works at Wesleyan College. It was for Sodexo for years, and then now she's working for Airmark.
Who took over the food contract for North Carolina Wesleyan.
Yes. So my mother has been at the charter schools doing the kids' lunches since the charter school has opened.
Right across the street.
Yes.
Well, and would she mind if you told how old she is?
She wouldn't. 81 years old.
Isn't that amazing, folks? I mean, it probably keeps her young.
Yes.
Does she have to get up really early?
She does, usually about 5 o'clock in the mornings. So, I mean, when the kids are out, I mean, she gets bored. So, I mean, she loves to go back to work.
You have great genes.
Well, thank you.
No, you really do.
Yes.
I wonder, do the Davenports appreciate that? I mean, they're thinking long when they're
I hope
you'll
so.
still be there.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I hope so. Yes.
Okay, so you put in the diced, and you put in the liquid with it too, didn't you?
I did. So some sauce as well. So now I'm going to add some beef broth.
And all the exact amounts. In fact, during the second part of the cooking thing, we will tell the exact amounts of everything. Some people we've learned do not have email, and so they like for us to repeat the exact amounts of things that are put in.
Okay.
So they can write them down. So we'll do that in just a little bit, folks.
And I have the recipe for it, so.
How long do you feel like this has to sit and cook in order for the flavors to all come together?
I say 30 minutes to an hour. Usually I'd like to do something fast once I get home at 5 o'clock so my son can have a meal before he starts eating everything else. So probably about 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, of course, you want it to sit a little longer just to develop the flavors. But when you have a son waiting to eat, then it's a little faster.
So how tall is he?
He is 6 feet tall.
Okay, I figured since you're tall,
Yes.
and we both have on flats.
Yes,
so
he is
just
6
give you
feet tall.
Some perspective for that.
Yes.
Okay, and then do you bring that to a boil or anything, or you?
Yeah, so you're going to bring this to a boil.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start adding the vegetables.
And you've got seasonings too.
I
so
do.
we're gonna maybe put those in the second half. What specifically do you do at Davenport? Because I'm thinking, are you out in front of the customers very much
I am.
with IT?
Most of the time I'm in my office. I mean, I'm on the phone or either sending emails or texting. Of course, everybody's texting now or going on the internet and seeing vehicles before. So before they come in, I'm in touch with them. If they go on the internet and put in a lead or any of the phone ups that comes to the dealership, I take those as well and set appointments to bring people in. Yes.
To purchase, or are you involved at all with service?
I do service some, but mostly sales. Yes.
Well, I tell you, Davenport has been so generous with the money that they give to charity regularly. And I remember Neil was working with the Christian Fellowship Home for Men.
Okay.
And asked me and some others to come in and kind of brainstorm for some fundraisers for them because they were about to close.
Oh, wow.
It's the local substance abuse kind of halfway house for men on Gray Street. And so we talked and came up with the idea of doing telethons. And of course, WHIG just jumped right in.
Okay,
We had
awesome.
entertainment and all kinds of stuff. But, Neil has done so much volunteer
He
work.
really has, and they were part of our community Life for Life 1 month. I mean, so we have different places every month that we give a proceeds from our sales to a certain benefit or charity. So,
Oh, yeah. No, he's
Yes.
got a big heart, doesn't
yeah,
he?
he does. He really does.
Does his
And for the
dad?
community.
Uh-huh. Does his dad come in very
Oh,
often,
I love
Joe?
Mr. Nelson. Yes,
Isn't he nice?
he does almost every day. If he doesn't come in, he's probably at the beach. But almost every day he comes in and goes to his
Good.
office. So I see him a lot.
So he's maintained an office there.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
a good
yes.
thing.
Yes. He still has his office upstairs. Yes.
Okay, great. And of course, Graham said there are 3 generations. Graham's child isn't old enough to be involved yet, right?
Not yet. His son Ridge and him, my son has the same birthday. They're 2 years apart. But his son Ridge is at Greensboro, UNC Greensboro. So he just started
Oh,
college.
wow.
Yes, this is his first year.
It's hard to believe Graham has a child in college.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
It is.
Okay, I tell you what, you're getting ready to put in the diced potatoes. Go ahead and put those in
Yes.
and then we'll take a break and
Okay.
then we'll add some more when we get back. Looks good. Okay, folks, we'll see you in just a minute.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
And we are back with Charlene Cofield. And Charlene, I have got your recipe here. That's kind of bubbling a little bit there, if we look real hard.
Yes.
Right? Folks, this is very easy. And I guess, how many people, if you don't throw in a growing teenage son, do you think it would feed?
I want to say maybe 6 people.
Okay. Well, and it's easy.
Yes.
It's delicious. It's nutritious. I mean, you're looking at vegetables, of course, the tomato sauce, the potatoes, ground beef protein. So it's really
Yes.
good. Okay, I'm gonna read you the ingredients real quickly. 1 pound lean ground beef, 1 onion and stalk of celery diced, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 2 medium potatoes peeled and diced. Or you can do what Charlene did.
Yes, I cheated.
How is this
That-
one
that was
can?
one
or-
can.
1 can,
Yes.
okay, great. Already diced, great. 3.5 cups of beef broth, 28 ounces of canned diced tomatoes with juice, a can of tomato soup or tomato sauce, 2 teaspoons Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, salt and pepper to taste, and 3 cups of mixed vegetables, fresh or frozen, and you thawed them out. My thought is, depending on whether you get low sodium versions of these things, you probably don't need much salt and pepper, do you?
No, you don't, especially with the beef stock. Yes.
And of course, you can get the tomato paste or tomato sauce with low sodium or not. So, and even vegetables now. Well, of course, these wouldn't have sodium in them anyway.
No.
Okay, so what do you do next?
Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little more tomato sauce in.
And the tomato sauce would be more liquid than tomato soup. So, but you're using tomato sauce,
Yes,
right?
I am.
Okay. And the seasoning's gonna put in the seasoning.
Yes.
Okay. And folks, she's not putting all of it in there because the pot isn't really big enough to accommodate the whole thing, to just give you an idea. But I would say, as we're getting into colder weather, to have that ready and pull it out and have a
Yes.
nice bowl of hot, nutritious soup. And we're gonna talk about what to maybe have with it on the side, because if you've got a teenage son, he's
Oh,
probably
yes.
eating
So-
other stuff on the
Yeah,
side.
so usually crackers or grilled cheese, or I can
Oh.
do cheese quesadillas sometimes for
Uh-huh.
them. I mean, but something like that for them. Yes, but grilled cheese, of course.
And
Yes.
what's his name?
His name is Kalen.
Kalen. Yeah,
Yes.
and he goes to Northern Nash.
Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
Happy to hear that. I want to know about your apron, though.
Yes.
Charlene, stirring up a little magic. So Who designed that? It's really
My
pretty.
my mother had it made for me. She knows that I cook. She's always been the cook for the family, but now I try to take over and do it. It will never taste like my mother's, but I try to have family gatherings at my house. Thanksgiving was at my house last year as well, and probably will be
This year?
This year, just so she won't have to do so much. But of course, she still brings the turkey and the pie, and I mean the good stuff. Yes.
Well, and it sounds like that's a lot of, just the light in her life, the cooking and feeding and whatnot.
Yes.
And
Yes.
to be still working at 81.
Yes. Yes. Well, she had 8 kids, so she
Oh.
4 boys and 4 girls. My parents. So
Are any of your siblings in Rocky Mount also?
I have a sister here, and that was my only sibling that is here in Rocky Mount. Yes. Everybody
good.
else is in St. Louis, Raleigh. I still have a sister in New Jersey. So we're spread out. But when we get together, we don't miss a beat. Yeah.
Wait, while that heats up, do you want it? Well, let's go. Is it too soon to put in the spices and the whoosh?
No, I can go ahead and put that in, and it's
Okay.
just the taste. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt. Like I said, the beef broth will have salt in it, so you don't need much. Italian seasoning.
And that's bought as Italian seasoning.
It
folks,
is,
and it's
yes.
a teaspoon of that.
Yes.
And that's probably one of the reasons it needs to cook, to kind of blend that,
Yes.
because it's dried
Yes.
Italian seasoning, so it
A
has
little
to
bit of pepper.
hydrate a little bit and blend
Yes.
there. And then how long, you said about an hour, maybe 30 minutes to an
Yes,
hour?
so 30
depending-
minutes to put everything together. I mean, if you have another 30 minutes to let everything simmer together and let it boil or get hot, and now it is. So.
I bet it's even better the next day.
Oh, yes. Yes, always the next day.
Have you ever doubled it? You have to have a big pan.
Yeah, and I do have the big pot. That's why. Yes, but I mean, I have double it if I'm cooking for more people, and it's just a easy meal.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your experience at Nash Community College.
Yes.
I heard that the culinary program there doesn't have as many students. They used to be packed and almost have waiting places.
Yes.
But they don't now. I talked to Dr. Honeycutt. He's going to come and make cherry pie
Okay.
in February for Valentine's Day, which will be a lot of fun. He's
Awesome.
sharing his favorite cherry pie recipe.
Yes.
What's the curriculum like there?
It was very good for me. Like I said, I was working at Bienvenue Country Club. I mean, so I was in the front of the house mostly, so I went there for that. Then I had to take culinary classes. So once I got the degree in that, I went back and just started the culinary courses. I stopped, so I had maybe 2 classes and an internship. By then, my child was ready to enter school, so I had to back off of my school to make sure that he was taken care of. But I plan to go back to get that. And I would love to start the course all over and do it again just to refresh.
Okay, so you really may, in your non-existent free time after work, I mean, how would you do that? So-
I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out.
Well, they do a great job with night courses too.
And online classes. Of course, I can't do the cooking classes online, but the base curriculum I should be able to get online. So I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, and I've never thought about doing like the whole different food ingredients and how they interact and just the whole process of what things you need for different. Now, do you specifically like the meat and potatoes part as opposed to the pastry part, or might that be something you would add to your repertoire to get more into the pastry?
I would try. I don't eat many sweets, but I mean, baking it's an art. I mean, it is a science. I mean, you have to get everything perfect. So it's a little different or difficult for me. So, but
Charlie, you've been at Davenport how long now?
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
What changes have you seen there?
Great changes. I mean, we are great for the community, which we've been doing.
But how people, the car buying experience, has that changed very much?
It has, and that's my part too of what I do. I mean, everybody goes online before they walk on the lot or come upon the lot. So, I mean, you have to make sure that you're talking to people and getting people in there. I mean, and they want to make sure the vehicle's there before they come. I mean, everybody's time. That's the biggest thing. It's just people don't have time, and you can't get that back, so you try to save them time.
Do you find people come from out of town a lot here?
Oh, yes. I mean, we've had the Hummer that just came out, the EV. We sold one to a gentleman in Elizabeth City. The last one came from South Carolina.
An electric Hummer?
Yes. I mean, we had some cars go to California, to Florida. I mean, we Yes, I mean, we're selling cars out of state, which is good, and the internet allows us to reach these people that are looking for these specific cars that we have. Now with the car shortage, everybody's looking for the certain car, but that's getting better as well.
Now the shortage for a while was on used cars though, wasn't it?
No, I mean, it was on, well, it was
ones
hard to
they
get
had?
used cars, but they cost so much to get the used cars.
Okay.
But the new cars, there was a chip shortage after COVID, when everything shut down. So they took a while to get the chips back up. So now they're coming in a little faster than they were. So almost everything was reserved before even customers came in.
Do you do the Honda side and the GM side?
I do both, yes.
Wow, that's a lot to keep up with. So you have to be spot on every time something sells. You have to go straight and take it out of inventory so people aren't calling wanting to buy it and that type of thing.
Yes.
Because I would think if somebody calls and said, well, I saw online you have it so and so.
Yeah, and it takes a few days
no,
for
we
it to go.
don't.
Yes, or some people will call. Okay, unfortunately, this vehicle is selling right now. I mean, we used to tell people this car may not be here the next day when you get here, but most of the time it was. But now, when we say that, that car really won't be there the next day just because of the shortage.
And who goes and buys cars and brings them in for y'all?
Graham does the used car department, so he gets the used cars.
And what about the new ones?
The new ones we order from GM, Honda, and Buick,
And
Hummer.
You've got some hybrids. I know Honda had some hybrids, right?
Yes, we turned to the hybrids this year. We have the Accord hybrid, the CRV is now hybrid. You still can get a gas, but I mean, when they said hybrid, we were scared. Oh, people are not used to hybrid yet, but they have been a big seller. People are looking for hybrids now to save on gas. So.
Well, and I got a hybrid about a year ago, and I never put gas in it for my driving around town. And I can put gas in it when I go out of town, because if I told my husband we had to wait in line to get, the EV, all EV.
That electric?
He would not prefer that. But no, it's just great because I plug it in and I plan all my errands around town.
Okay.
And I press the electric part so it does all battery around town. But I probably put gas in over a year. I hadn't put gas in it 6 times.
Wow.
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not ready for an EV yet.
I don't think I am yet either. Yeah.
Well, you work there. You ought to drive one around to just help promote it, Charlene.
You're right. I should. But yes.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and then I get to sample this.
Yes.
You too. Great.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Charlene, it smells wonderful.
Yes, it
And I
does.
told you we're not going to eat much because I want you to be able to feed your son when
Yes.
he gets home
So I don't have to
from
worry
school.
about that tonight. Thank you.
I noted on the recipe, and we read that to you, and of course it will be on Cuisine with Jean website, but the Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, did you add that at some point?
Yes, when I was sauteing the ground beef, I added the Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Okay.
Yes.
I have never found anybody who's smoothly
Yes, and I
that.
said I probably need to take that out so I wouldn't have to say it. I have to say
Okay,
it. So
well,
it's
that's why you wanted me to read it, I
Yes.
guess. Okay, well, let's taste this.
Yes.
It just really, really looks good. And you've got crackers, and you said for your son you might do
Grilled cheese or cheese quesadillas.
I think this might be what I go home and cook for dinner tonight myself.
Yes.
It really is. And folks, as you get into the winter, and of course, everybody's so busy around the Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Yes.
This would be a really easy thing if you're out most of the day or first thing in the morning.
Yes.
You could put this in a crock pot too.
You can.
So
You
keep
can.
it going all day, and then when you get home,
It's done.
there it is. And kids run in and they're hungry. And I have a friend who's a registered dietitian, and she said one thing, just a tip, and of course you're in food too. She said merchandise healthy food for your kids in the refrigerator. So they don't, when they're starving, they don't grab chips and Cheetos and all that really good stuff.
Yes. Yes.
But she said, wash some apples and cut them up, or have some grapes already washed. So,
Yes,
or
something easy they
carrots.
could just pull.
Some healthy stuff. And I noticed you were really cognizant of making sure that you had good vegetables
Yes.
in this for your son,
Yes.
so he had a complete meal.
Yes.
Was that something you studied in your culinary school?
I love vegetables. I mean, I have to get him when he likes a vegetable. I know what to cook, and I cook a lot of it when I find out something he likes. But something mixed up like this or a stew, he always loves. So I just need to make sure if that's how he gets his vegetables, then that's how I give them to him.
I can taste the celery in there too. That's a nice taste. Okay, so people who call Davenport or go in there, they won't see you necessarily.
They won't, but they can call Davenport and ask to speak with Charlene, or sales, and they'll direct them to me.
And do you learn in advance what's coming, like what's been ordered and what's going to arrive
Yeah,
and
so I
when
have
it's going
a
to arrive?
list of every Honda we have coming in, everything that's in transit, everything that's on order. Before the shortage happened, I didn't, but now I have that, so we can try to reserve the vehicle so they can have their vehicle when they get there. Sometimes they haven't been able to drive some of the vehicles until it's sold before it even gets there. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Honda has such a good reputation.
yes, and Honda's just a good car,
Oh, yeah.
and so Buick and GMC as well.
We are going to put on the website too, Cuisine with Jean, how people can call you if they're interested in your catering.
Yes, please.
And tell your mom we're so proud of her.
I am.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Charlene, thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having me. I appreciate it.
it. Great recipe, folks, and we'll see you next week.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.